Hi guys, welcome back. So today we will discuss about what are the Salesforce interview question and answer which were asked in technical support engineer round 1, and here we will discuss top 15 questions which were asked by a recruiter. So let's start the first questions, that is, in which sequence trigger and automation rules run in salesforce.com. So you have to answer like that. The following is the order Salesforce logic is applied to a record. That is, first is old record loaded from database, new record values override the old values, third is system validation rules, all apex before triggers, custom validation rules, record saved to the database but not committed, all apex after triggers, assignment rules, auto response rules, workflow rules, escalation rules, parent roll-up summary formula value updated if present, and the last one is database commit. These are the sequence of automation tools which were used in a trigger. Okay. So the second question is that if one object in Salesforce have two triggers which runs before insert, is there any way to control the sequence of execution of these error? So as a best practice, trigger sequence cannot be predefined. As a best practice, create one trigger per object and use commented blocks to separate different logics. Suppose I wrote a trigger for the account object. I wrote two trigger for the account object, which one is insert and unbid, and the second trigger is that delete and undelete operations. Okay, so we can't define the order of execution of that, which one is runs for earlier, that is trigger 1 or trigger 2. So as a best practice, do not write two trigger for per object, do not write more than one trigger for the particular object, only write one trigger and make a use a commented blocks to separate different logics of our that, like you have to insert, update, you have to delete, you have to undelete operations. Like these are the operations you have to done in a separate a single trigger in a commented block. So you can able to understand what I wrote in trigger, what I able to understand in our trigger. So question number third is how to delete the user from Salesforce. So you have to answer like that. As per now, Salesforce does not allow to delete any user. However, we can deactivate a user, freeze a user, but we cannot delete the user as of now. So how to delete the user's data from the Salesforce? So to delete the user's data, we can go to setup operation. In the setup, we search for administrator setup, and in the administrator go to the data management, and you have an option like mask delete record. From there, select the objects like account, lead, opportunity. There are multiple number of objects. You can select the object, you can set the criteria, and like owner name should be like something else, owner name should be user, and owner name this. Then you can select that username and delete the all record that user related to the particular object. Okay. So question number fifth is how to restrict the user to see any record. Let's say opportunity. So set up opportunity sharing to be private in organization by default. If both user are admin or view all permissions at provide level on opportunity, then the overrides the private sharing. Otherwise, it will be not overrides the private sharing. Then it will be like user record see their own record. Okay. Question number 6 is what is the difference between trigger.new and trigger.old? So the answer is trigger.new returns the list of S object record which are going to insert into the database. Note that this S object is only available in insert and update triggers, and the record can only be modified in before trigger. But in the trigger.no, trigger.old returns the list of S object record which already present in the database, and as object list is only available in update and delete trigger. Because it's already present in our database, then it will be like your update or delete. We cannot insert the data, and in the trigger.now we can insert the data and update the triggers, update the data. Okay, update the records, you can mention like that. Okay, so question number 7 is how to restrict any trigger to fire only once. So the answer is triggers can fire twice, once before workflow and once after workflow. Okay, for this, add a static boolean variable to a class, check its value within the affected triggers or not. You can, if the boolean value will be written as false, then it will be like it will not execute, then it will return to true. It will like it will execute your trigger already. Okay, what is the difference between who id and what id in the data model of tasks? So who id refers to people of things, so that would be typically a lead id, contact id, and what id refers that object type things would be typically an account id, opportunity. Like this we can typically refer the objects type, like you can whether it's standard object, whether it's standard custom object, you can mention. But who id refers to the people of things, like in the people of things we have a lead id, we have a contact id, like it is the type of people. Okay, it is a type of owner of that, you can mention it like that, it's a type of people. Question number 9 is how to display error messages in the Visual Force page. So in Apex, below code to create the error message from Visual Force, like apex pages dot add message, new apex pages dot message, apex pages dot severity, error dot required fields are missing. That's it. So in Visual Force, add below tag, we want to display the error message, that is it is the tag apex page message. Okay, and it will start from, it will be like you want to insert in this, and it is a close current parenthesis of at that apex page message, opening and closing bracket. Okay, what is the difference between render, re-render, and render as attribute in Visual Force page? So render, it works like display property of css, used to show and hide the element. And re-render, it, well, if we want to refresh the partial page in Visual Force page, then we have to use re-render. But rendered as, by using this we can convert the entire Visual Force into your pdf, doc, excel, and the syntax of this render as a pdf, like. Okay, so this is the major difference between render, re-render, and render as. Render works as a display property, like you want to show or hide the element, then you can use that render. But re-render, it will like partially refresh your page. And render as, by using we can convert the entire Visual Force into a pdf, doc, and excel. Okay, so what is the difference between external ID and unique ID? The external ID, this is a field that typically references as an ID from user external system. Suppose we want to integrate between the database and the Salesforce. So we have to enable the external ID in our Salesforce, that we can like we can able to communicate the external id which is unique into the our database from the Salesforce. Okay, so for instance, if a customer has an Oracle financial system that we want to integrate from Oracle financial system, that they will be linking with salesforce.com. Okay, it will be easier for them, will be able to refer the Oracle id of account record from within the Salesforce. That is, so they will be easily to create an external id in salesforce.com, and they will be load the Oracle id in that into that field for each account. They can refer to that id field rather than the Salesforce id account, because if it will be like her that id, Oracle id will be referred into this external id, and it can be referred easily, and you can able to like communicate, able to pass the data, able to load the data, able to find the data easily as compared to the Salesforce id. Okay, because it's the Oracle id, we want to integrate between the Salesforce and the Oracle. Okay, so note one, if we have an external ID field, the field becomes searchable in the sidebar search, and we can also use the upsert API with the external ID to refer the records. As we can mention, I can explain earlier. Okay, so external ID is available only for the text, number, and the email tag field. Okay, these are the two UB unique, and external ID is used in upsert operation in the data loader. If external ID is not matched, then a new record is created. If external ID matched, then the record will be updated. And if external is matched multiple times, then the error occurs. And what is unique ID field? The unique ID field, this is a settings for a field that will prevent us from using the same value in multiple records for the unique field. So I create a 5-character text field, make it as unique, and I create a record for the value. Let's suppose you want to create a record that is 1 2 3 4 5. This is unique. Okay, and after that you will create another record with the same character that is 1 2 3 4 5. So it will if a value of this field is maybe unique, if we enable as unique, then it will be throw an error, that is it's already present in our database, that it will throw an error. that is, let's take an example, that is, this is 1 2 3 4 5. It will not able to create another record with the same value in the unique field. So if I try to do so, it will get an error saying that the value is already in use. In class declaration, if we don't write keyword with sharing, then it returns in system mode. Then why keyword without sharing it introduced in Apex? So this is the basic most important questions in which were asked every recruiter. That is, let's take an example. That is, there is a class A declared with sharing and it calls B method. Okay, class B method. Class B is not declared with any keyword. Then by default with sharing will be applied to that clause because originated call is done through class A. Okay, to avoid this we have to explicitly define class B with keyword as without sharing. That's why we use the class B, explicitly define the class B as a without sharing. I hope you will understand this question and answer that. You have to answer like this of type of questions. So the question number 13 is explain difference in count and count field name. So in SOQL, that is field name, any field name, API field name of that. The count must be only element in the select list, and we can use count with a limit clause. We can't use count with an order by clause and use count field name instead. We can't use the count with an order by clause. We can use the count order by clause, that is count as, in the parenthesis field name, then we can use the order by. We can't use the count with the group by also. We use count field name instead. Okay, and count field name, we can use count field name with the order by, we can use count name with the group by also. So this is the major difference between count and count field name over in SOQL. Okay, question number 14 is how to write where clauses in SOQL and when group by is used. So we can't use where clause with group by firstly. Instead, we will need to use having clause. This is the most important questions which were asked by the recruiter, that how to write the where clauses in SOQL when group by is used. So get all the, like here is an example, get all the opportunity where more than one record exists with the same name and name contains ABC. So here the query was that select count ID from opportunity name, count ID name from opportunity group by. Here I am using the having clause with the group by. Okay, and count ID greater than a name like where person ABC. Here it will fetch the record where opportunity more than one record exit with the same name and name contains the ABC. How many ways we can make a field required? So there are three ways to make a field required, that is using while creating a field, using validation rules, and the last one is using page load. These are the three ways we can create, we can make a field required. And the last one, what is the best practice you are using while coding? So bulkify your code, avoid SQL queries inside the for loop, avoid multiple triggers on the same object as we discussed this previously, use the limit apex method to avoid hitting governor limits, and avoid hard coding attacks. These are the best practices that while you can mention in our mind, can keep in mind while coding. Okay. Yeah, this is all about the technical recruiter which were asked in technical support engineer. And yeah, thank you guys. Please comment, subscribe, and like my channel. And also if you are a query, please wrote down the comment in the comment section. So thank you.